All right, everybody, welcome back for yet another 1908 game. We have the Cleveland Naps once again, this time at the Boston Red Sox. Both teams with 18 wins. The Naps, who have played 3 fewer games, are that much different than them in the standings. Red Sox a game and a half out of first. Cleveland, then Philadelphia, just a half game behind them. Browns are 1 game behind, again, because the Naps haven't played that much than the Red Sox. And it will be Josh Clark here to lead this off for Cleveland. He rolls a 16 for a 26. It's a ground ball over to McConnell. The second baseman throws to first for the out, 1 away. George Stovall rolls a 34 for a 44. Fly ball center field, and Sullivan has that 2 away, and here's Napoleon. Cy Young pitching, of course, 3-5 his record, 1.03 ERA, but doesn't have the wins. And Napoleon rolls an 11 for a 0, then a 54 for an 11. That'll be a single, then a stolen base for LaJoey. That'll bring up Bill Bradley with the runner on at second. The roll's a 16 for a 28. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Heine Wagner throws to first, and we go to the bottom of the first. Doc Gessler will lead this off for Boston up against Bob Rhodes. Rhodes is 6-4. Gessler rolls a 14 for a 43, and the Little League roll is a 23, right in the range, and that'll end up being an error on the shortstop pairing, and so Gessler finds a way to get on base. And Amby McConnell is up next. McConnell, 286 is his average. We'll see what they can do with this. Gessler's not very fast. I think a bunt is in order. Rolls a 35 for a 9. It's a good bunt left side. Bradley throws over to Napoleon covering at first, and Gessler moves up to second. And here is Bob Unglaub, a little bit better hitter, hitting 296. His roll is a 25 for an 8. Ground ball back to Rhodes, who throws to first. Gessler moves over to third. 2 out, and here's Denny Sullivan. Sullivan rolls a 26 for a 27. Ground ball third base. Bradley throws to first, and we go to the top of the second. Harry Bemis up there for Cleveland rolls a 31 for a 36. Change to 39 as a strike. And the rolls a 42 for a 13, and there's Cy Young getting his first strikeout of the game, number 27 this season. Here's Bill Hinchman. Bill rolls a 45 for a 14 and takes first on the base on balls, and here comes Joe Birmingham. And Joe rolls a 66 for a 0. And a 55 for a 1, and that's a home run over the left field fence. And man, Cleveland is just on a tear. George Perring up there now, up 2-0 are the Naps. Perring rolls a 45 for a 14 and takes his base on a walk, and that brings up the pitcher Bob Rhodes. Whole bunt. Rhodes rolls a 12 for a 24. There is a little lead to worry about. It's a 21, and that'll end up being another error. This is going to be an error on Heine Wagner, the shortstop. So both teams have committed an error. Runners on at first and second now for Josh Clark. 2-0 Naps with the lead, looking to add to it, and Clark rolls a 15 for an 11. It's a single, sends Rhodes to third. Clark steals second, and of course a run scores. It is 3-0 Cleveland. And here is George Stovall. He rolls a 26 for 27, ground ball third base, and Lord throws to first, 2 out. And here's Napoleon, the man himself, hitting 272, trying to get that average up. Rolls a 65 for a 35. Pop up first base side. Bob Unglaub has that for the out, and we go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Cleveland, and he hits Gavy Kravitz leading this off, hitting 203. He rolls a 65 for a 35. There's a little lead roll. It's a 31, and it's out of the range. There's a pop up over to the left side, and Bradley's got that for the out, 1 away. Heine Wagner now. He rolls a 55 for an 8. It's a ground ball to short, and Perring gets that, throws to first. There's 2 away, and it's Harry Lord. Rolls 41 for a 28, and it's a ground ball again to short. Perring on to first, and we go to the top of the third. Bill Bradley here for the Naps. Rolls a 51 for a 9. That's a single over short, and that'll bring up Harry Bemis. Runner on at first base is Bradley. We'll hit and run, see what happens. Rolls a 65 for a 35. Bradley's got that one stolen, so he winds up at second. Next rolls a 53 for an 18, change to a 20. That's going to be a ground ball over to second. McConnell makes a good play, throws to first for the out, but Bradley moves up. That'll bring up Bill Hinchman, who walked last time up. He rolls a 55 for an 8. Fly ball to right field. Gessler's got it, but the runner scores. It's a 4-0 lead now for the Naps, and here comes Mr. Home Run himself, Joe Birmingham. Rolls a 15 for an 11. That'll be a single, and he steals second on the first pitch now to Perring. So Birmingham in scoring position. Here is George. He rolls a 45 for a 14 and takes his base on a walk. Cy Young has given up 3 walks. He's only given up 12 all season. Bob Rhodes, the pitcher up there now. And the roll's a 63 for a 13, and there's a strikeout. Man, I tell you, even off camera, I've had a lot of games lately that have been not very competitive. Here's Joe Krieger here, bottom of the third. Rolls a 41 for a 28, ground ball to short, and Perring has that on to first. There's 1 away. Cy Young now. Rolls a 55 for an 8. It's a ground ball over to short, and it's pairing again to first. 2 away. It's Doc Gessler. Gessler rolls a 22 for a 7, and there's the first hit for the Red Sox. Amby McConnell now rolls a 52 for a 27. That's a little ground ball over to third. Bradley flips that one over to Napoleon, and we go to the top of the 4th. Cleveland all in control of this one. Here's Josh Clark, who rolls a 14 for a 43. Fly ball to left. Kravitz has that one away. George Stovall now rolls a 62 for a 12. There is a little lead to worry about, and it's a 26 just out of the range. Ground ball over to first, and it'll be Unglaub doing it to the bag himself, 2 away. Here comes LaJoey, who rolls a 12 for a 24. Ground ball to short. Wagner on to first, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Bob Unglaub will lead this off for the Red Sox. Rolls a 65 for a 35. There is a little E-roll. It's a 52. It's a pop-up over to the left side, and Bradley's got that for the out, 1 away. Here's Denny Sullivan. Sullivan rolls a 33 for a 7, single to right, and that'll bring up Gavy Kravitz. So hit number 2 for the Red Sox, and they might have something going here. Let's hit and run and see. Rolls a 61 for a 40, and that's a Sullivan is caught trying to steal, as that was a ball. Kravitz didn't swing. He's caught to steal. That's Bemis throwing over to Pairing. 2 away, and Kravitz rolls a 24 for a 13 and strikes out. We go to the top of the 5th. Still 4-0 Naps. Bill Bradley rolls a 44 for an 8. It's a ground ball to short, and Wagner has that on to first, 1 away. Harry Bemis now rolls an 11 for a 0, and his next roll is a 61 for a 6. That'll be a double to right center, and it brings up Bill Hinchman, runner on at second base, only 1 out. Rolls a 65 for a 35, pop-up left side. Lord has that for the out, 2 away, and here's Joe Birmingham. Joe rolls a 14 for a 43. It's a fly ball to center. Sullivan has that easily. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Fast-moving ball game. Here's Heine Wagner. Rolls a 61 for a 13. That's a strikeout, 1 away. Harry Lord up next. Harry rolls a 53 for a 19. Changed to a 21. It's a pop-up to the first baseman. Stovall's got that for the out. 2 away. Here's Lou Krieger. Lou rolls a 66 for a 0. And a 34 for a 6. That'll be a double, and so that's a base hit for Krieger. And unfortunately, that brings up Cy Young. He only hit number 3 for the Red Sox. Young rolls a 41 for a 24. So it's a pop-up over to Pairing, the shortstop, and we go to the top of the 6th. 4-0 Naps. Here is George Pairing. Rolls a 24 for a 13 and strikes out. Strikeout number 3 here for Cy Young. 1 away. Here's Bob Rhodes. He rolls a 56 for a 34. There's a little E-roll. It's a 23 right in that range, and that'll be an error on the shortstop, Heine Wagner, his second of the game, and second of the day for the Red Sox as well. That brings up Josh Clark now with the pitcher on at first. And Clark rolls a 33 for an 8. Pretty bad roll. Ground ball left side, and the third baseman, Lord, throws to first. Rhodes moves up to second, 2 away. Here is George Stovall. He rolls a 21 for a 30. Fly ball left field, and Kravitz has that for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Doc Gessler here for the Red Sox leading this off. Doc rolls a 34 for a 44, a little E-roll, and it's a 24 just out of the range. Fly ball to center, and Birmingham has that for the out, 1 away. Amby McConnell rolls a 61 for a 42, is hit by that pitch and takes his base, and that'll bring up Bob Unglaub. Runner on at first. Bob rolls an 11 for a 0, and then a 33 for a 2. That's a big triple down the right field line, and that scores a run. Hit number 4 for the Red Sox results in another run, in the first run of the game, I beg your pardon. 4-1 now Cleveland. That brings up Denny Sullivan. So Boston showing that it still has some life, and Denny promptly strikes out, 24 for a 13, and that's the third strikeout collected by Bob Rhodes, 2 away, and here's Gavy Kravitz. He rolls a 33 for a 0. This is going to do something. Next rolls a 24 for a 6, and that'll be a double to right. That'll easily score the runner. It's a 4-2 ball game, and here's another dangerous hitter, Heine Wagner. He's driven in 12, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. His rolls a 52 for a 27. Ground ball to Bradley, who throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the 7th. It'll be Napoleon here to lead this off. 1 for 3 today with the stolen base. Rolls a 24 for a 13. He's another strikeout victim for Young, 1 away. Bill Bradley now. He rolls a 51 for a 9, single over short, and that'll bring up Harry Bemis. Runner on at first. We'll hit and run. And it's a good thing we did. Rolls a 12 for a 24. It's a ground ball over to second. McConnell throws to first as Bradley was already at the bag. 2 away, and here's Hinchman. He rolls a 14 for a 30. There's a little E-roll. It's a 53, and so it's a fly ball over to center field. Sullivan will get that one in, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. Still a 42 game. This one's become close all of a sudden. Harry Lord here for Boston rolls a 14 for a 43. Fly ball left field. Clark has that one away. Lou Krieger rolls a 41 for a 28. Ground ball to short, rather. Pairing has that on to first. 2 away. And here's the pitcher, Cy Young. We're not taking him out. Rolls a 55 for an 8. That's a single to left center field who rewards us for our faith, and he's now 1 for 3, and that'll bring up Doc Gessler. Doc rolls a 54 for a 45. Fly ball center field. Birmingham has that. We go to the top of the 8th. 4-2, Cleveland. Joe Birmingham leads this off. Rolls a 35 for a 13 and strikes out. Number 5 recorded by Young. That's a little bit more like it. 1 away. Here's George Paring. And Paring rolls a 15 for a 10. That's a single to center field. Hit number 8, and that'll bring up Bob Rhodes. We'll bunt with Bob. Shouldn't have. It's a 33 for a 7. Would have been a base hit. Instead, it's a bunt over to the first base side. Unglaub flips over to McConnell, covering at first. Paring moves up to second. 2 away, and here's Josh Clark. He rolls a 63 for a 31. Fly ball center field. Sullivan has that. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Amby McConnell will be here leading off for the Red Sox. Rolls a 41 for a 28. Ground ball over to Paring. Paring throws to first. There's 1 away. I just realized my dice rolling box is offline. 1 gone. Unglaub rolls a 13 for a 39. Takes a strike. And a 34 for a 44. Fly ball center field. Birmingham has that. There's 2 away. Denny Sullivan, next batter, rolls a 51 for a 9. It's a pop up over to Bradley in the left side, and the third baseman pulls that one in. And we go to the top of the 9th inning. George Stovall will lead this off from the Naps. Rolls a 66 for a 0. About to say Cy Young going strong. Maybe not so strong now. And then it's a 55 for a 4. That'll be a double over third base. And that sets it up for Napoleon. He's only driven an 11 so far. He could turn that around here. And he does. He rolls a 66 for a 0. And a 26 for a 6. So it's a double left center field. Napoleon has scored 1, and it's 5-2 now. Driven 1 in, I should say. Will Bradley now rolls a 14 for a 43. Little fly ball left field, and Kravitz has that for the out. 1 away. Harry Bemis now rolls a 65 for a 35. Pop-up left side, and Lord has that for the out, and there's 2 gone. Here's Bill Hinchman. Hinchman rolls a 14 for a 43. It's a fly ball to center field. Sullivan has that for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. So Bob Rhodes, pushing for win number 7 here, has to face Kravitz, and then it's the bottom part of the Red Sox order. Gavi rolls a 63 for a 31. It's a fly ball to center field, and Birmingham has that for the out. 1 away. Heine Wagner now doesn't have a hit today, 0 for 3. Hitting 266 this season. That average is shrinking. He rolls a 53 for a 19. Changed in 18. That'll be an error on the shortstop Pairing. Second error committed by the Naps in this game, and that brings up Harry Lord. Now, you know we're going to have Wagner run. Rolls a 42 for a 22, and that's a hit by pitch. Lord is hit by that pitch, and now this has become interesting. Lou Krieger comes up. What do we have here? Well, we got Laporte and Thorny. I think Thorny's going to come in here to hit for this guy. We're going to have him swing away. We're not going to bunt. It rolls a 45 for a 14, and Rhodes gives up the walk, and that loads him up. And here comes Young's place, and so we're going to have another pinch hitter. What did I say, Laporte? Yeah, Laporte is the other one who looks like he can reasonably swing. Infield will be back, 1 away, bottom of the 9th, bases loaded. Frank Laporte up there, pinch hitting. He rolls a 54 for a 45. There is a little lead roll. It's a 26 just out of the range. There's a fly ball over to right field. Hinchman has it. The runners move from second and third on up a bag, and it's a 5-3 ball game, but there's 2 away. Here now is Doc Gessler. Gessler's 1 for 4, did reach on an error as well, so he's been on base twice. He rolls a 15 for an 11. That's a single to left field, and that scores 1, sends Thoney over to third, and there are runners to the corners now. 5-4 ball game, and this has suddenly become exciting. Amby McConnell now is the man who could get it done for Boston. Gessler, not a fast runner at first. The infield cannot come in because there are 2 men out. And the roll is a 42 for a 36, changed to 40. And that's a double steal that fails. Holy cow. That's a really, really interesting play. This is one of those plays that I never would have called for on my own. And this was actually a situation in which I probably should have told the guy not to actually steal. and it just doesn't work out right. I had no idea that was going to happen. So in the end, the ball game is over. The Naps win this one 5-4 on a game that ends in a real controversial decision, and you're just gonna have to forget about that one. And that's the way that this goes. I will talk with you again tomorrow, and we'll see what happens then. Talk to you later. Bye.